Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy D-Wise, and I'm back with another episode of OTV Live. This is the show for the independent creative. So, we got Standby Gypsy in the building.
What's going on, Andy?
I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in there.
Chilling?
The studio engineer extraordinaire over there.
Much appreciated.
Holding it down. This weekend. Well, we didn't have an episode last week, so let me tell you what happened. My people, I met a pair of pretty talented guys.
Okay.
And hit them up. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna come on the show. We're gonna do a little performance or whatever."
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. And then
what happened?
Never got back to me. So I was like, "Okay,
we're gonna have a great performance trick."
Yeah. The old, "Hey man, we appreciate you promoting us," and then next thing you know, nothing. Yeah, I'm texting them, calling them, nothing.
The number you have reached
has been disconnected. No further information is available.
Standing clear of the closing doors, please.
Boom, boom. Yeah, it was just like that. So instead of coming up here and just wasting everybody's time and just not saying shit, I was just like, might as well just come back next week.
Well, listen, I appreciate every now and then I do like a day off. I don't think I did hangover that night, so it was nice to kind of, when I got that text, you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, last minute." I was like, it's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, man. But what's going on, everybody? In 2 weeks, I got to see some movies. I saw Atomic Blonde, which was confusing as fuck.
We got to talk about that because I saw the trailer and
I
was hype. I was like, this is like the new Charlie Baltimore out here.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be, if it was anything like The Long Kiss Goodnight, I thought it would have been, well, I mean, The Long Kiss Goodnight it wasn't strong on plot either.
No.
But the action was really good.
It was a cult classic.
Yeah. I liked A Long Kiss Goodnight better than this one. This one was confusing as hell. I was like, you work for MI6? Right. Are you working for the Russians? Are you working for the CIA? Like, there were so many twists. And they try to make it seem like it was a very... It was
deeper than it was?
Yeah, like, it was like they were pushing the espionage a little bit too hard.
Gotcha.
But the action was amazing.
Oh, that part was
that hand-to-hand combat. Charlize Theron, if she does another one, I know she's going to be like, probably going to be missing an eyeball by the...
Right actor, wrong script.
I thought it was... The characters were good.
Okay.
They fleshed out the characters pretty well. James McAvoy was good, but the plot, it was just too many... It was zipping around, and by the end, I was just exhausted.
Gotcha.
And I saw it at the iPic movie theater, so that was my first time seeing a movie there.
You dropped some bread to see that.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I think the actual experience watching the movie was probably better than the film.
Movie?
Yeah, it was better than the film. I was just like, man. Damn. I was like, these seats are comfy. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I was laid back. You know what I'm saying? Had a blanket and a pillow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
like
man.
First class.
Yeah. You press a button and. It's just like, it's really like first class. So I press a button and they were like, "Oh, you called?" Boom, boom. And he was like, "You called?" I was just like, "Yes, I need a refill right here, thank you." He was like, "You have bottomless popcorn." I was just like, for $26 a ticket,
it better be
bottomless popcorn.
There's a floor, Monty. There ain't no floor.
Shit is crazy. I got to see Girls Trip about 2 weeks ago. That was amazing. I've been
hearing great things about that.
Tiffany Haddish, she's a star.
Okay.
Like, Carmichael's show just got canceled by NBC. She doesn't need it. She's
gonna do her own thing on her own. And
I mean, if she can find some good scripts out there, I think she could be on the level as what was the girl that was in oh man, what was that movie called? Trainwreck.
Oh, don't get me started. I don't know. I don't know.
Trainwreck. I might as well Google it. But if she gets some good scripts, I think that she can make it because she literally stole.
Is she in Black Panther?
No.
Oh, okay.
Every black actress is in.
Any movie you see black people
she would stick out like a sore. She'd be like, "Excuse me, T'Challa." Like, she'd be like, "Yo, I'm saying, come get some of this vibranium."
Right.
Like, I was just like, what the yeah. The vibranium, yeah.
That's funny.
So, Schumer, Amy Schumer.
Oh, that chick.
I mean, I thought Trainwreck was really good.
I'm kind of indifferent. Like, I mean, the world hates Amy Schumer now. I don't hate her.
I don't understand. Why would it?
Because she sometimes, what does she do? What does she do?
Exactly. That's the whole thing. What did she do?
I don't know. I heard she steals jokes. I don't know. I don't care.
You know what, man? Like when Gina Brion was here, we were talking about stealing jokes. If you are on tour, or you do jokes every night of the week, you're not listening to other comedians. You're not listening to the guy that's like living in like West Bubblefuck, Georgia.
Yeah.
And he's got a little following,
right.
And he comes up and says, "You stole my joke." Like, you're all comedians. It's only but so much you can joke about. And especially when we got Trump as president, I mean, any joke is fair game about now.
No, it's true. It's true.
So, I mean, unless you're blatantly stealing famous jokes, like
I think
Carlos Mencia.
People were more upset about her more toxic form of feminism and stuff like that. People thought that she was kind of like OD going hard on a lot of.
What was she doing? Was she throwing around a dirty tampon? Like,
I don't know. Everything just short of it. I don't know.
You know what? I'm just getting so tired of people. Everybody's got a motherfucker.
Oh, I know what she did.
What's she doing?
She's not funny.
I mean, to you, maybe she's not funny.
She's not funny, dude.
I think she's funny, man. I think she's
funny looking.
I mean, shit. I mean, we slept with. Let me shut up. Anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna take the film.
I have no idea.
No, I'm just saying. I was about to go into that whole Usher thing. Did you see the press conference?
There's no way in hell he slept with her.
Why? Because she's a big girl?
Yes. I'm calling vanity. Why would he? Really?
You fat shaming her? You never know. She might have been 100 pounds less when her birthday. Exactly.
Do we know the date or when the?
I have no idea. She said it was her birthday. She said she was. She was like
on her orbit around the Earth.
Oh man! Jesus Christ! Damn, B, what's up with you?
I don't know. Maybe I caught one today. I don't know, but
yo,
she when I seen her, it just didn't match. You know, and listen, we all have friends, and they're dating someone, and we're like, how did they? But he's a celebrity. He's a millionaire. He could have anyone. Is it kind of like Mr. C, where you're rich?
Man, why you bringing up Mr. C, man?
Because Mr. C has or had a problem. Not only
he might still.
I don't even consider. I mean, you can sleep with whoever you want to, but why you sleep with a tranny in public?
He wasn't sleeping with a tranny in public. He was getting his dick sucked by a tranny.
He was having relations with a tranny in public.
Well, wait a second. I remember when. What was her name? Wendy Williams was on the air. She was blowing up his spot, but she never said his name. There was reports. She was just like, "Oh, this is
Mr. C." Or
no, it was when she was working at. Was she on? It was either she was on 98.7 or she was on Hot 97.
All of them.
She was on all of them. But she was just like, yeah, there's a transsexual woman coming forward saying that she had sex with DJ. And she kept on saying it like that. And this was years ago.
Yeah.
So. I have friends in the industry, and they already told me that, he had a little problem with, chicks with dicks. So, excuse me,
listen,
transgender.
You can sleep
don't
wherever
come for
you
me,
want.
ladies and gentlemen.
Just
please don't come for me.
Do it in public. If you want to be undercover, don't do it in public.
I guess.
So, anyway.
All right. Well, moving on.
Where's our moving along music?
Yeah, man. Moving along well, we're going to introduce our guest tonight. We are going to make sure that we give him a proper.
Absolutely.
Is that me? Was that me?
That was you.
You sure?
100%.
Oh shit! Well, my phone is blowing up, so I don't know what's going on.
That's a good thing.
No. People are telling me that they're about to start watching, so
good.
It is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to do our sponsor tonight because our sponsor is here.
He's in the building.
He's in the building tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Jonathan Munir from Koi Creative Space, from Turquoise Design and everything. Wait. What's the studio called, man?
My studio.
Yeah.
Cogent.
Oh, Records. Yeah, Cogent Records, man. So we got Jonathan Munir in the building tonight.
What's going on, man?
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Coming off that smooth segue from Chicks with Dicks, right? I am honored and privileged, my man.
Your mom's not watching, is she?
My mom is an avid listener. I'll let you know that. So shame.
She was just like, I went to Brazil and I didn't know. Oh man,
girls never came, man.
It's like, yeah, I came on you and you came on the floor. It's whoa.
Oh,
whoa.
jeez. There's got to be a sound effects to be going with this stuff.
Oh man.
So listen, man, we're happy to have you here, man. Every week we talk about your creative space, and it's great to have you here to talk about it in person finally.
Well, thanks, man.
And we know you've been a friend of the studio for a few years now at the old space. Yeah, and it's good to have you over here to see the new digs, man.
I am excited. I love the new spot. This is amazing. You guys did good. You did good.
We did good.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So you know what? We usually do this segment, and then we bring on the guests, but we're gonna sit up here and do it with you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the top 10 independent albums in the country. Yeah, man. So, Munir, we do this every week. We talk about the top 10 independent albums and how they are and who's been doing them.
Oh, cool.
So, we're going to pull
Metallica.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. So, first up, number 10, it is Parma Lee. Parma Lee, and the album's called 27861. Don't have any idea what. They are like a country. I don't want to call them a country boy band, but that's pretty much.
They're like a country middle-aged boy band,
right? Yeah. So
27861.
Yeah, I don't know what
in the shit.
It's probably their zip code.
27861. Yeah, and they probably
there might be.
Yeah.
Let me check it out. But I mean, this is not their first. This is not their first album. They've been out for a while.
Okay.
So
Parma Lee.
Yeah, Parma Lee.
Strange name.
Yeah.
It's like a Parmesan, Parmalat, denim, something, some mashup.
Yeah,
it's
something.
We like Parmesan.
So they've been out since.
What's a Parmesan? And I think you're right. I think it is their zip code.
It might be. It might be.
Boys, what are we calling this next record?
Let's call it 27861. That's what we're gonna do.
Jimmy Lee, hand me over that W-2 form real quick.
Let's put it on there and tell them that that this is part of our society. Nah, man. But they've been out since 2001, man. They've been constantly. This is their 6th album. Yeah, 6.
Jeez.
Yeah, Daylight, 2002, Inside, 2004, Mildew or Barbecue, 2006.
Mildew or Barbecue.
That was the name of the album. Complicated, 2008, Feels Like Carolina, 2013, and 27861. Shit, these guys sold 91,000 records their last time out.
Okay.
I mean, shit. Independently, that's pretty good. Yeah. 90,000 records.
Okay.
Number 9. Let's get to number 9. Number 9 is the Chris Robinson Brotherhood, and the album's called Barefoot in the Head. If anybody knows Chris, hey man,
Barefoot in the Head.
Did he get his 6-year-old do the cover work?
I don't know, man. Well, Chris Robinson he was the lead singer of Jesus Christ. Now I can't think of the name. Black Crowes. He's the lead singer of the Black Crowes band.
Gotcha.
So this is his all-shoot band. I think the Black Crowes are done, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe they doing farewell tours like every other year. This is our farewell tour. It's like, yeah, the 4th one. Yeah, but I think they're done. Yeah, so this is his new album. It is what it is.
Okay.
Number 8. Last week was number 4. We weren't here last week, but number 8 is Nickelback, Feed the Machine.
Still there, huh?
Still. Yeah, what? Nickelback, man. Nickelback, still going strong.
Were you a big Nickelback fan, Munir?
No.
He was a Three Doors Down kind of man.
Oh my God, it's getting worse. It's getting progressively worse. Although Nickelback is like the Canadian Three Doors Down anyway, so it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, and I guess they probably came out around the same time. They probably had an equal amount of albums. Mm-hmm. So number 7 is the band is called Projected, and the album is called Ignite My Insanity. I thought the album cover was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
the cover work was good. Makes you want to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to a few records. I'm into heavy metal, so shit. I thought it was pretty good.
Good stuff.
Number 6 is Polyphia or Polyphia, and it's the most hated EP. I didn't get to listen to this one. I got to check it out after, but I'm thinking it's a hip hop album.
Yeah, I think
like along the lines of like Run the Jewels, kind of like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me.
Electronic trap, maybe.
Yeah. Polyphia. That's a weird name to go with. Polyphia.
I think. Yeah. It's kind of wild looking.
Yeah. Let me see.
Futuristic venereal.
Actually, no, they're not a hip hop band. Hold on.
Oh, where are they from? I bet they're from
They're
Nigeria.
instrumental progressive metal band.
Look at you stereotyping, man.
Holy shit. They're from Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
They're a progressive metal band from Dallas, Texas. And genres progressive metal, electronica, and instrumental rock, art rock, post metal.
Okay.
Shit.
Gotta check it out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And this is their new EP. I gotta go check them out then. I thought, I guess with this little symbol, I don't know.
What'd you think that was?
Pinky ring?
Yeah, pinky ring. I don't know.
Yeah.
So number 5 is Brian Poppin, and the album's called I Got Out. That dude is so.
I mean, it's almost too easy.
Yeah, man. Wait. And wait, hold on. This is a gospel record.
Oh, I bet it is.
Jesus.
He got out. What does that
got
even mean?
out.
Gospel? I got out.
He just popped right out the closet, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
Popping.
No, but this guy's got a big following, man.
Bet he does.
Oh, jeez, man.
Good for him.
Oh boy. I don't think he preaches, but I don't know.
I got out. What did he do to get thrown in? That's what I want to know.
Jesus, I got out. And this album cover, he's got another album cover, and I think they're moving away from this album cover because the other album cover, he's got like, he's out on the street, he's got like a leather jacket on, he's got his like.
A little more contemporary?
Yeah, a little bit more contemporary. This looks like a cover of like a Michael Bublé album or something.
Right.
Like I was just like, what is? Yeah,
It looked like Harry Connick Jr. is going to pop out any time.
yeah. Like, hi, how have you been?
Right.
Like, yeah. So I got out. Brian Poppin, go check him out. Number 4,
my boys.
yeah, man, back for another. This band has been in the top 10 for the last, I don't know how many.
As long as I've been alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As long as I've been on the air, they've been in the top 10. So Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct is number 4.
Okay.
It's still selling units. Let's move on. Number 3 is Lucas Hodge, and the album's called Dirty South.
There's nothing that looks dirty.
Yeah, thank you.
What the?
That's what I was thinking. I was just like, Dirty South.
Yeah, I'm
And
confused with that.
he looks like he took a pictures for his like middle school, like
Right.
like they about to put him in the yearbook.
Yeah, but that kind of guy's got bodies in his basement. You know that. Look at him. He's got that creepy serial killer smile going. I don't know.
He looks like he doesn't take no from a woman.
Yeah.
He doesn't take no as an
Man,
answer.
jeez,
Just
man.
drink this. We'll have a great time. Yeah.
Bill Cosby, that ass. Anyway, he's a great singer.
Some of Bill Cosby's barbecue
God.
sauce.
Bill Cosby. I put the Molly in the pudding pot.
No, but did you see that episode of the Cosby Show that they've been doing a clip where he does the barbecue? He's like, no one can resist my barbecue sauce, and everyone's like all coupled up in the episode,
Right?
And everyone's all like, everyone gets all turned on my barbecue sauce, and then Kenny like has some,
Wow.
and he runs back and he snatches the spoon from him so he doesn't eat it. So everyone's of course running away with that.
Oh my God! But Lucas Hodge, he's been out for a little while, but he's a great singer, country singer.
Country. Okay.
So make sure you check him out. Number 2, Sarah Evans. Well, Sarah Evans, she had a major record deal, so she's now independent, and her new album's called Words.
Okay. Hopefully she uses them in her singing.
Yeah, she's an awesome singer. I've seen her do duets with a lot of mainstream people, but when you sign a big major record label contract, come out like 1 or 2 albums, and
Right.
they selling a little bit, or you go gold or whatever. Yeah, They drop that ass like a hot potato. Nah, I'm just saying.
They do.
Not even in a bad way, because she's very talented.
Right.
I think she's multi-instrumentalist. She plays piano and a couple other things.
Okay.
But she's definitely dope. But number one this week was surprised the shit out of me, because I didn't even know they came out with a new EP. Is 9 Inch Nails, and the album's called.
Wow.
The EP is called Add Violence.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is their newest record. I think their album is actually coming out later on this year.
I'm downloading it right now.
Well, I don't even think they're a band, quintessentially. I think it's just
Trent Reznor.
Trent
Offhand,
Reznor just
yeah.
doing his own thing.
Okay.
But Trent,
That's good enough for me.
yeah, Trent actually is, he's been doing movie scores for the past few
He
years.
did The Social Network. and
Yeah.
that was fucking killer.
Right.
That was
Right.
talk
He's
about
been
making
doing-
something like that creepy, but in such a cool way.
I
He
mean,
just
it's David
knocks it out.
Fincher. It's not going to be too
That's
off for
true.
the beaten,
yeah.
beaten
But
track.
that's a duo right there. My
Yeah,
God.
man. So those are the top 10 independent albums in the country this week, man.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Very cool.
We win.
I gotta
Okay.
check out the one with the black hand and the pinky.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. It's weird because they're three white boys. Like,
And they got a gangster fucking hand with the
my God.
gold chain. Yeah, I kind of like that.
let's get that.
I like
shit.
the juxtaposition.
I mean, I thought it was a rap album. I didn't. That was the
too.
only one that I
Absolutely.
didn't really get to really listen to.
No, you're right. It's right up with Run the Jewels, like the
Right.
graphics there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. What was the name of those guys?
those guys.
Is it Polyphia?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the most hated EP.
Nice.
Polyphia. And don't forget to listen to Brian Poppin. I got out. I'm coming out. I wonder what to know. You know what's still confusing me, that my movie In and Out? Was he really gay or was he not gay?
I don't think I saw that movie.
In
From
and
like
Out.
90 something?
Yeah,
2000?
late 90s.
Which one was that?
Um,
The most hated. All right, got it. Nice.
yeah, it was
I don't remember. You know which one I like? The one with Adam Sandler and the guy from King and Queens.
oh yeah.
When they had to pretend that they were gay to stay
Oh,
married.
Yeah,
that's
stay
right.
married. Yeah.
Yeah.
In and
That
Out was
one
with
was good.
Kevin Kline.
Oh,
The one of his former students was he was an Oscar winner, and he goes on stage and he tells everybody that he's gay and
Right.
he's engaged to a woman, and he
Yeah.
goes through the whole movie, and I'm just like, okay, you keep on telling people that you're not gay
Right,
over and over and over again, and
You
then
must
by the
be
end
gay.
of the movie, I guess you're gay.
right.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that movie. When that
Yeah.
movie came out,
I mean, it made a hell of a lot of money.
yeah.
Was that some sort of realization he had? Like at the end, it was some epiphany. Like
It was.
I do love dick. This is crazy. This has been a long movie. I think I'm just gonna go
I'm just
for
gonna,
it. you
I'm
know?
just gonna go ahead and tickle some balls. Just gonna go ahead and just gonna
couple.
go. I'm just gonna cup them. I'm gonna love them. I'm going to be sweet.
Well,
Like,
they're
what?
probably degrees of gay. I mean, cupping balls, is that like a 7 out of 10? Like where does that?
I think that's
sit?
10 out of 10.
That's
10
straight
out of
up
10.
10 out of 10.
Once you
I
start
mean,
cupping
when you
balls, I think-
bypass the shaft and just go for the balls, yeah.
I'd say
So maybe
you're
it's like
gay.
pass fail then, right?
Yeah, it's like
grades.
a
Fair enough.
Shit.
Pass fail
Oh
gay. All right.
man.
That's fair.
Yeah, man. Oh man.
So this is the show, huh? I'm having a good time already. This is fun.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Glad you're enjoying this. We're so glad you're enjoying it. Well,
Tackling the world's biggest problems. There we go. Oh,
damn, and I'm
that's
not
great.
even high. That's just crazy. This is so crazy. But yo,
that's awesome.
Munir, man. So,
Yeah.
all right. So tell us,
Okay.
where you from, man? Like, where were you? Where'd you come up? Where'd you
Where am
grow
I
up?
from?
Yeah, where'd you grow up? Man?
All right, so I was born in Chicago.
Really?
Moved around when I was a kid, but in all honesty, I grew up around here, Westchester.
Okay.
Definitely. I grew up in Valhalla, so haven't strayed too far. Went away to school and spent 4 years in Boston. That was a pretty good time. Played in a bunch of punk bands.
Really?
Got a lot
Okay.
of fights, drank a lot. I don't know. It was a good time. And then I somehow made it back. alive, and
You somehow made it back.
that's what it
your
is.
4 years, your 4 years in college, was that grueling?
They were eventful. No, I wouldn't say grueling. I think they were just eventful. We'll leave it at that. Grueling makes it sound negative. I don't think it was negative.
No,
at
I don't
all.
think so either.
It
So
was just busy.
Sounds like
So
there
wait,
was
busy
some
4 years.
ball coupling there. He's not really talking about.
No.
yeah, I'm just gonna bypass the shaft. Ladies and
it's
gentlemen.
everything that happened in Boston.
Everything that's happened in Boston.
Eventful
Stays in Boston, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So Munir, how many instruments do you play? Because I know you play bass.
I grew up playing trumpet. Actually, I played in jazz bands as a kid, all the way up until I went to school, until I went to Boston. But you don't play in a jazz band in college, really. You join a punk band, right? That's kind of a thing.
That's how you just don't get pussy.
You just
like
don't. You just don't.
Like
do
you
it.
just like, yeah, I play in a jazz band. Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. Talk to you later. I'm playing jazz
Now,
band.
you know what it is when you go to college and you play an instrument like trumpet, it's make or break. It's like you either go all in and you join like the school band and you tour the world, or you say, I'd rather just kind of stay here and go to parties and pick up a guitar and be that guy.
Then
you
be
know?
that guy.
So I was that guy.
You were playing the acoustic guitar in the quad.
No.
I only want to be with you.
I just saw PCU earlier today too.
Oh man.
Like, yo, fuck that guy.
By the way, it was called Portchester University.
Oh man,
I
yo,
don't think I
crazy.
really remember that.
So wait a second. So, yo, it's so strange because I'm just learning. I didn't even know you play trumpet. So, Munir played bass, guitar, and pianos on one of the tracks that we worked on.
Nice.
So you play piano, trumpet, piano, bass, regular guitar. What else, man?
I think you nailed it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah,
Repertoire.
and
Yeah.
cowbell.
Cowbell, but who can't play a cowbell? Come on, you just need some rhythm.
Some of my
You're
notes
good.
are a little off.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a little
true.
bit. So after college, what was the main?
After college, so I went to school for mechanical engineering. I
Yeah,
did
so
all
did
right,
I.
but yeah, you know. Exactly.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Look at us
before.
being engineers and shit. So that worked well.
Say,
Yeah.
Say, yeah, I got a degree. Well, what are you doing with it? Man, I run a creative space, and this guy over here I went to school with, he runs a karaoke company. Yeah, like,
Boom. Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
you know what? College, I think it teaches you how you learn. It doesn't teach you what you need to know for
Right.
that one profession. So
Gotcha.
I went to school for mechanical engineering, and all that really did was kind of make me realize what I like to do and what I really didn't like
Yeah.
to do. And the things that I like to do, it showed me how to focus on those things and kind of put a technical backbone to all the creative stuff I was already doing.
right.
So the two play well together if you're going to build a studio, like
Yeah,
what I did
exactly.
after school.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or if you're going to put...
Well, I mean, mechanical engineering, after we got out
Mm-hmm.
of high school and college, there's not many firms, places that really
that's
doing it
another
like that.
thing. Yeah,
Like,
a lot
it
of
really
my friends got
died.
jobs in. They were working factory jobs, like building, like
Right,
doing
building
CAD
stuff,
work
but-
and stuff like that. A lot of them turned into teachers.
Exactly.
A couple of the lucky ones are working with Boeing now, so they're doing okay.
Yeah,
but they moved like across the country to do it. So
But the industry got smaller and
It did.
smaller and
Yeah,
smaller and
absolutely.
smaller. Once more of the software and hardware started coming into play instead
Exactly.
of the metal work, and because I had to learn metallurgy, I had to learn alloys and,
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that. Like I was really in there working. Like I
Yep.
had to build my own little printing press or whatever. Like it was.
Damn, Gutenberg.
Yeah, like no, seriously, like
it was no joke.
for us to
It was no
pass.
joke.
Yeah.
We had to I had to know which bushing driver to use, what calibers. I was like, yo, dude, man.
what I always
I
remember
would be super
is
resentful that I didn't have to use it afterwards.
Yeah.
I wasn't. It was the fact that you have to, when you're a mechanical engineering major, you literally have to know how to plan,
Yeah.
diagnose a problem, dissect it, go in there, figure out what the numbers are, and then it's really good if you're going to start a business. It's probably really good to
That's
have
a
some
really
kind of
good way to put it. I think that's
like to
I think you
assess a
nailed it.
problem.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
to really go in there,
Yeah.
you have to be meticulous. You have to be within, a hundredth of a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like you have to be, because if one thing is off, especially when you're working with metals, especially working with interconnecting parts, if you're off, like the whole shit is gonna fail.
Right.
Absolutely. No,
Somebody's
right,
gonna lose a thumb.
Yeah, but you're right, and apply that to a larger scale. Think about a business approach. You know, it's fun and it's great to be the creative in the room.
Yeah.
But when you can't back that up, when you put a business plan in front of an investor and you're asking for $500,000 for your next idea, they say, "Oh, you know, you're very creative. We really like that. Here's a check." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice try. Way
That's
to be.
what I'm saying.
You need that technical backbone, and some people hire that, and other people just kind of accidentally go to school to learn it. So
no, of course,
it's really important.
Yeah, man.
It's one of those things where sometimes people ask you if you regret it, and you say, you know, absolutely not.
No, not at all.
You really can't.
So tell me how you got into, you know, production, and then you have your own studio.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of I guess it's a straightforward story if you think about it. It sounds very scattered, but I came out of college with the mechanical engineering degree. All through college, I played in bands. I recorded bands. I rented a studio space in like the ghettos of outskirts Boston, and built a studio in there that I knew I could, you know, break down and bring to gigs and things like that. So the second I graduated, I moved back in with my parents. I said, don't come in the basement for a year. I'm going to be destroying it and rebuilding it. Right. And a lot of free labor, a lot of friends working at lumber yards. And a year later, I had a full studio. So I had a live room and a control room. Everything was up to spec, optimum dimensions for really good drum recording, stuff like that.
So I don't mean to disturb the whole lineage, but how did?
Thanks.
Yeah, but
okay.
How did you?
What's up?
I mean, what made you think like I'm just gonna do the studio thing?
You know what? The problem is when you think too much. You know, every night for probably the first month I was out of college, I said, you know, it'd be great if there was a studio around here that I could bring other artists to, because I was doing a lot of my own writing.
Okay.
But it was across the board. I mean, one night I'd write an electronic track. The next night it would be a beat that I knew a guy that rapped, and I was like, hey, man, come record over this. And the next night I'd be that guy in the quad playing the fucking acoustic guitar. So it just seemed to make sense. And I got to a point where I was, and this is dating myself here, but I would go to the freaking library. I would take out books on acoustic properties and basic sound principles and basic physics that I hadn't taken in school. And I said, Jesus Christ, I'm spending my weekends in the library. I'm out of college. What the hell is wrong with me? I better do something with this.
Right.
And that's when it kind of it kicked off. It just fell into place. I have very supportive parents, so all the noise coming from the basement, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, they were cool with that. So that was really it. It was just enough thought to get me started, and then once I got to a certain point, it was too late to turn back, and I just kept going. And it's been, wow, man, that's about 10 years ago, at least.
Yo, maybe it's amazing how those years just fly by,
Unbelievable.
man.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
okay, how did you end up, because I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people probably don't believe it, but you have produced a lot of indie artists over the past, like, 10 years.
Yeah.
Independent singers, independent rappers. You got T-Smooth, which you definitely know. T-Smooth, you
I think like
Bo
half the artists that
Bo Valentine
have been through the old Zadalza studio.
Yeah, pretty much.
Point.
Yeah. But how did you end up becoming like one of the premier producers for independent hip hop artists? Because everybody knows your name. If it's anywhere from Westchester all the way down to the city, people know Cogent and they know they know your stuff already.
Wow, I'm flattered. That's great. But I think what happened was I was just doing a lot of random tracks. Just the stranger, the better. But I've got, I know judging by my appearance here, you probably wouldn't notice, but I grew up listening to like Nas and Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep, you know, early to mid 90s hip hop. And because of that, I always felt like when I got in the studio, I would try and go that route. But every time I did that, you know, the more mainstream stuff would kind of hit me at the same time. So every time I recorded a track, it started with this kind of like gritty urban feel to the percussion, and the drum sounds were always super gritty, and I'd run them through guitar amps and just get weird. But then on top, there'd always be a cleaner element. And I think what that did was it pulled people in from both sides of the spectrum. You
Gotcha.
know, I wasn't just getting that guy that was drinking 40s on his porch talking about guns. You know, I also had the singer, the white girl down the street that was like, I love clubbing. You know, I go to TA.
Yeah. You produce a lot of different shit, man.
Yeah, and I just, you know what? If I do the same thing for too long, I start to lose my mind. And I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember you were telling me that you were working on some kind of rock, like this girl's rock album, and you was like, God, I hate this shit. Like he was like 2 weeks in, and he had to do like the whole album. Jesus Christ! He was like, fuck, I hate my life. And I'm like,
so how do you?
He's got like the 5 o'clock shadow. He's got the like glass of like.
Oh my God!
He was just like, yeah, man, I gotta do this fucking rock album.
Jesus.
I fucking hate it. I was just like, Jesus.
So Jonathan, let me ask you, what is that when? How do you get through a process like that? Because obviously, you being an independent artist yourself, you control who you work with. I mean, in a situation like that, is that something where someone kind of like blindsided you and you just couldn't say no to them, or
No,
are you?
They paid. That's what happened.
Yeah, they get paid. Okay,
that's the thing. No, it's a great question because in a perfect world, I'd have my pick. I'm going to work with this person and this person.
Right.
But you know what happens is sometimes you get the paycheck, the gig kind of sucks, but they introduce you to somebody else. And then that next person, as soon as their friend that made the connection leaves the room, they're like, man, she sucks. I promise myself it's going to be better. And you're like, hey, lips are sealed. You know, I'm not spilling beans tonight. I'm not saying names.
No,
totally
of course.
Open.
But yeah, that's happened to me before.
Yeah, of course you get it. I feel like anyone in the music business in any part of it, there's going to be a shitty experience that you go through, A, for money, and B, because you know that the more connections you have, the happier you're going to be at the end of the day. Yeah. And so that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you ever told anyone no, just flat out, you suck?
One band, and it was like the beginning of my studio. I took a chance on these kids. They were like 16 years old, and they were 2 blocks away. I don't know. They probably found me on the internet or something, and they showed up. And they were like, listen, we've got $100. We want to track 4 songs. Oh, and I was like, listen, we'll track 1. And I'll tell you what, if I like the first one, I'll do the rest. Because I was brand new. I was like, just trying to get out there.
You were green.
Yeah. So we set up like a full live rig. I had the drums in the live room. I had a guitar amp in the other corner of the basement with blankets. And every DIY recording trick you've ever seen, I was pulling off. And I had everything sounding good. They hit like the first note, and I almost fucking turned my console off. Like, the one guitar was like half a step out of tune. The kid singing was just screaming. The guy playing the drums just sounded like he was playing with feet for hands. It was fucking nuts. I was like, you know what, guys? It's just not working. It's just not working.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, that was rough. And that was a yeah, exactly. That's what I heard in the back of my head.
Oh man.
But that stuff happens. You know, you're not gonna get rock stars walking through your door every day, every week, or every month for that matter.
I wonder what they're doing now. They probably broke up. Yo, it's so crazy. I was washing clothes, and I see the cop SUV pull and then make a U-turn, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm not doing anything. Pops out, is a guy I know from high school. Like,
oh wow!
I haven't seen him in forever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. He was like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, I was like, how long you been on? He was just like, shit, like 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And then we started talking about the people that we know. And one of the police officers that has been on for like 6 years, I used to manage his rock band. Mm-hmm. But they were really fucking dope. They could have made it. I think the lead singer of the band is like, he's a stripper out in the West Coast now. Or something. Like,
Magic
he's like
Mike,
he's like a Chippendale dancer. Like he's like big
Yeah.
brolic dude. I was just like, how the fuck did you go from being like the lead singer of a band to like shaking your ass?
To twerking.
Twerking that out. But yo, it's crazy how everything leads up. But I'm gonna play something on my end. You got everything on. It's fine. This is a song that Munir produced. It's on my album, so we're gonna premiere it tonight, and we're gonna play like the first verse and the chorus or whatever. It was so fun making this record. It was so fun making this record. Like, true. Yo, Gypsy, like we had the interns like shouting and
That's
shit.
right, yeah.
Like we had the interns doing hand claps. We did all the hand claps. He played every piece of everything in here. So we're gonna play this right now, man. So, that might be too loud.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta email it to you because it's a WAV file, so it's probably just too. I didn't convert anything. Like it's not even MP3 yet.
Just throw it in Dropbox.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the Dropbox.
I did not mix that. Right?
No.
That is not my work.
Wow. That is not my work. But listen, before we go into the song, man. So tell me, how did you transition from being a real record producer, and then you ended up going into Turquoise Design?
So when I had my label, and this is back in 2005, 2006.
Cogent Recording.
Cogent Records, Cogent Recording, exactly. So I had a couple artists that I just needed. I needed multimedia stuff. You know, this was the time where you could actually learn to code your own website, and it would actually look pretty good, you know. So I learned to code websites, and then from there, obviously, it needed to look all right. So I started to build the graphics to go on that. And then you've got posters, and you've got album covers, and you've got promo posters for gigs and clubs and things like that. So all of this was, again, the engineering background. I fucking grabbed life by the horns and was just like, I'm gonna learn how to do all of this stuff because I have to. You know, my artists are relying on me, not just for good music, but I mean, we all know you can have the greatest song in the world. If you don't have a pretty cover, or if people don't see it online, it's nothing. It doesn't exist.
Doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. Like the whole "if a tree falls in the woods" kind of a thing. So that's kind of where that started. And
so did you do all the album covers for all the artists that you were doing?
Yeah. Album covers, websites, promo posters. I've got a bunch of stuff that never even made it out. I actually did a giant Godzilla poster. You remember the Thirsty Turtle in White Plains?
Right.
So my first artist, Bo Valentine, was supposed to play there, and I did like a hand-drawn, like old school Godzilla poster, but it was like him with a boombox for a head. It had like the Japanese sun behind it. It looked so cool, and I was so excited to get it printed. And then the turtle closed, so that never happened. But yeah, I did all the creative stuff for all the artists that I had, and it was a blast. It was cool. You know, you write a record, you kind of know what you want the material to look like that goes with the track that you knew what you wanted that to sound like. So the two play well together. And from there, I partnered up with Ryan Dorn, who's just an awesome creative, super talented guy. He has more of like a copy background, and his father was the voice of the New York Lotto for like 18 years, I think. So between those two things,
wait, he's that little short dude with the bald head?
No. You know what's so crazy? They dubbed the voice. That wasn't his voice. Oh, he was the face of it. Like but that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
No. So we partnered up in let's say 2010, 2011. And he helped me with a lot of the record label stuff at that point, and then also we started getting corporate clients. And then it was 1 year, Yellowtail, like the wine company, put up a competition, and they were like, "Listen, direct our next commercial, 30-second spot, and if we like you, we'll pick it up and we'll take care of you." And so we just, I just bought a new camera when DSLRs like first came out, and we went guerrilla with it, and we won. We destroyed. I mean, we saw the competition,
and they were like,
and they were like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, we're gonna lose." And I'm not being full of myself or anything. It was just really well done. We were hungry. We were young. Yeah. We didn't have kids. We could work all fucking night if we wanted to. So we did, And that's how it started. Yeah.
So that was the turning point right there.
That's what it was. So that's when like the label and the studio started taking a backseat. I was still doing a lot of composition, but it was for commercials. It wasn't for artists.
Yeah. I came in right when you were making the transition.
I think so, yeah.
Because I was coming over and I'm just like, yeah, man, let's just do some stuff. And he's just like, see you on Thursday. I was like, but today's Sunday.
Yeah. Actually, man. Gypsy, can you play something from?
Sure.
If you go to our website, if you go to turquoisedesign.com, and I'll spell it for you. It's TURKOIS design.com. I think the Yellowtail spot is still on there, and the big reason I want to play it is just because of the music.
Oh, you did the music too.
Yeah. The music, it was just a lot of fun. So go to work.
Okay.
I don't have a visual here. I'm just looking up.
No,
on
you're
TV.
okay. Yeah, I'm on work.
All right, cool. And then somewhere on there's a YT or Yellowtail, something like that.
Damn, look
there
at
it
that.
is with the blue lid, the blue cap.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And there should be a video. Yeah, there you go. There's the video. And so a couple things. This was that's Ryan. That's me. That's my wife.
I never even saw this one.
It's pretty cool.
And this is when it picks up. We had a lot of fun with this part. So it's just super, it's poppy, it's to the point. But yeah, they just ate it up. And we're like,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
all right, good.
That was dope.
So we're done.
I liked it.
And then I've got a full track of that song with, you guys know Mark Holst? He was with T Smooth on, Maverick,
Yeah.
absolutely. So he recorded a couple verses on that. We never released it, but that's just an
Imagine if you
example.
did.
It's the fun
Yellowtail.
stuff.
I put it in the Dropbox. So let's get to this.
Nice.
Let's get to this record, man.
Let's do it.
It's called That Tight. It's D-Wise. This is the mastered version.
Oh, good. Nice.
In order to play with this record, you must tune your bass to all.
We gonna get it started. Music is my life. Someone tell the DJ, turn them speakers up. If you know you love it, get on the dance floor. Tell security, let everyone through the door. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. We about to let it burn. The truth is that this music gets me higher. If you didn't come to party, then we're not really concerned. This that type of music that makes you wanna jam. Snap your fingers, pump your fist, people clap your hands. This that type of music that makes you wanna groove. From old school, new school, you know what to do. Now let's go back to the days when Shorty said, knocking BBD, SWV, and a little voice man. When this so that's the record, man. Yeah, man.
I heard the mastered version yet.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
That's
man. So this is
hysterical.
called That Tight. I'm actually rapping on the record, which
Yeah,
is
you
great.
can rap?
We're
awesome.
not- yeah, there's a rap on it, but
that's great.
nah, man, cut that off, man. Don't
a
give him
blast.
too much. Yo, dude. So we're chilling in the studio, and he's like, dude, it's missing something, man. It's missing something, and it was like, yo, he was like, why don't you do a rap? And I'm like, I don't rap. He was like, dude, you can rap, can't you?
can rap.
And I was like, that's racist.
And was I right?
That I could rap.
Yeah. See,
But I wrote raps back in the day when I was like 5. You know,
It's like that
50,
Dave
60.
Chappelle episode when he's on the plane and she's like, chicken or fish?
Yeah.
I want the chicken.
He was like, damn, I want the chicken. He's like, I'm sorry, we're out of the fish. He was like, oh, boy, get that chicken. Like, nah, but yo, dude, I was just like, damn. I was like, it really needs like an old school type, like, B-boy, like, yo, what's up? How you doing today?
2
Like,
days ago, a friend of mine.
you know what I'm saying? But we try to put together. So Munir was like, I'm gonna go get something to drink. He was like,
Funny, he said that before we started the show.
yeah, exactly. So that's his mantra. He was like, I'm gonna go get something to drink.
Right.
So when he comes back and I was like, damn, man, I haven't wrote a rap since I was like 12 years old.
Right.
So he's like, so he comes back and the rap was done, and he was like, so I go get a couple beers, and you come back and the rap is finished,
Right?
And I'm just like, yeah, man. So let's do it,
right?
So yeah, man, it was pretty cool. We Black Crystal's on the record.
Oh yeah,
yeah. She's the girl talking in the background. Like,
okay.
We O'Shane is on the record. Black Crystal's on the record. His interns that was there, they were on the record.
Where was I?
Yo,
Oh my God,
my dude, there's like 8-9 people on this one record.
And my poor interns too. They weren't even there for the studio. They were doing agency work for us.
They were doing work for Turquoise.
Oh wow!
And we
pulled
them in.
We was like, come inside and come chant this record.
Right.
Yeah. Put your fist up. And just,
right.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
geez.
It was crazy.
That's nuts.
But yeah, man, it was cool.
That was a lot of fun. That was really cool.
Oh, man.
That's something fun about having a studio and like, you know, you think you're gonna write the whole record, and you're like, I know where this is going, and then from one minute to the next, I look over you and I'm like, you know, you have to drop 16 somewhere. You gotta just do it. It just needs it.
Drop some bars. Hashtag bars. Bars.
But that's what it needed. And you know what?
Yeah.
When you start to like try and put up walls and say, no, he's gonna sing. He's just a singer.
Yeah, I'm just a singer.
That's when things get stale. You know?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
You just can't keep doing
like
the same
I let
thing.
my father listen to the record the other day. He listened to the whole album.
Oh, wow.
I finally let my dad listen to it. So
It's a big step, man.
all of a sudden he's just like, he's bobbing his head. He was like, this is nice. I like this. And then the rap starts and he's like, who the hell is that? And I was like, that's me. He was like, what, you rapping now?
Right.
What's up with you?
What, you 50 Cent?
What you doing? Like our
that's
father's,
awesome.
we driving in the car and he's just like, who the hell is this rapping?
Isn't there that Jurassic 5 song at the end? It's like, what's his name's grandmother, and it's a voicemail, and she's like, "Where are you somewhere rapping?" And it's so good.
Yo, man,
as a
it's
white
so
guy, I
crazy.
can't even pull it off, but it's just so good. It's
So
awesome.
Munir,
It's
okay,
tremendous.
so Turquoise, you know, you did the commercial for Yellowtail.
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
on like, and then it pretty much like blew up because I was just like, let's do another record, Munir, and you were like,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't have the time.
I don't know if I can do that.
He was just like, yeah, I got a thing. He was like,
bad.
dude,
Right.
yeah, I don't have
See
the
my
time,
watch
sorry.
here, the way it's set up. I don't have any time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So he's only got one record on the album. I really wanted to do more records,
Right,
Oh, man.
right.
Because it was so organic.
Of course.
Like literally, we sat down, and I was like, "This is the idea," and he was like, "I got you." And then the
so
mad
much fun.
scientist part of him came out. It was like Rick and Morty. He
Tesla.
he was like, "Oh, we can play it like this, and let me put some organs out."
Right.
He's playing the bass. He's like,
That's exactly what I look like. Too.
"Yo,
It's great.
dude,
That's awesome.
crazy." He's got the headphones on. He's like,
I love
"There's
how
no-
in that, like, my torso is perfectly straight and just my head is.
Yo,
I wish I could
dude,
do that. That'd
nigga-
be awesome.
He was like, dude, there's nothing like a live bass. It's like, doom, doom, doom. Yeah.
That's tremendous.
So,
That's so good.
yo, and then it blew up. And then
Yeah,
you
well-
guys were doing stuff with people out of the country.
Yeah.
And like you had a big thing that you were doing with it was like Russians or some shit like that.
No,
It was like
Germans.
Putin came and asked you to-
Russians. Wait, what?
Putin came
don't
and asked
throw
you to
that
do a
around these
commercial.
days.
Did he have a shirt on?
No, of course
No, of
not.
course not.
Did he
was
ride in on a horse?
He
was
was riding a
riding-
horse.
he was
without
riding a
shirt on.
horse.
Yep.
Drinking vodka.
That's it, man. Oh my God, fucking Putin.
Jonathan, you
Jesus.
make record for me.
You make good
my
record
new
for me.
my new national anthem.
You come meet me at the Russian sandbar.
They will play this every time I walk through the crowds.
It's just me. Me and my face. That's it.
No, man. So how did that end up going into,
Oh, my
because
God.
Turquoise ended up becoming
Yeah,
Koi.
So Turquoise and Koi, they still coexist. And the way that goes down is Turquoise got a little too big for being a renovated space in my house. So we had the studio and we had a renovated office where we had a drop for photography and videography and stuff.
Right.
And, at some point we had clients that we had to kind of wine and dine, and something about bringing them in a side door in my house, into my basement, didn't really lend itself to our professional facing side of things. So one day we said, you know
that
what?
big ass white fence that you.
Oh my God, I know, man.
Son, that shit was huge, man. You like,
And wait, what is this? The front gate?
No, that's the fence. He's got a huge fence.
Oh, okay,
huge,
okay.
That shit was big, man.
That's no joke.
Like, Jonathan, you here?
Right.
I'm down here.
I've got some crazy neighbors too, so it's nothing personal. I promise you that. But
I've knocked over his garbage can many a times.
Oh, yeah.
one thing I'll never forget, because it's still stained on the pavement, is I put like paint out, because the town comes and picks up paint when you dry it. Like once a month they'll come get it.
Yeah.
And one night I just hear yo Munir, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's the paint. I know it's the paint. It's got to be the paint.
What's this paint doing here? It's knocked on. It's all over the floor now.
Oh my God.
It's all on the ground, man.
Right.
Oh Jesus Christ. And it's still there. There's like a street. It looks
It's
like
dark out here.
Someone hit a fucking colony of Smurfs right outside of my front door.
Dude, every time I pull
Just
up,
ran
I start
over him,
laughing.
backed up, hit him again and again, and just ground him into the pavement. Yeah,
Hey,
that'll
man,
never go away.
Somebody died out here. There's paint on the ground, man.
Hey, Munir.
Yo, Munir. And that's always the joke. Like, everybody I know knows you because of that. Is that the guy? That's the Yo Munir guy. I'm like, that's him. That's the one.
Hilarious.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So,
But anyway, all right. So let's take it back. So Turquoise needed an office. We needed a real office. We hated office space in White Plains and in Valhalla, and in just that whole area was like. Are you guys familiar with like Regis? Like you can rent a like a whitewashed office.
The accounting company.
Yeah. So we basically just needed better space, and we said we feel like we can build this ourselves. You know, back to that engineering background. So we did the real estate dance for about a year and a half, and finally found an office that was it was gorgeous. It was 5 times the size of what we needed. And we said, fuck it, let's just open it up for other people that are in our shoes that we can help out.
Yeah.
You know,
so I mean, how did that concept come about? I mean,
well, I mean, you're familiar with like WeWork downtown in the city.
yeah,
and
you
stuff
got
like
they got another one like Marinick or something like that.
Jesus Christ, man! No, WeWork is valued at 18 billion, I think, or maybe 20 billion by now. They've
so
got
how
like
many locations
16,
do they have?
They have like 16 just in the city. They're everywhere, and what they do is they buy up like 6, 7, 8 floors of a big building in a major metropolitan area, and they do exactly what we do, and they just rent it out. And it's awesome because what it does is little businesses that traditionally would operate out of a basement until they either made $1 million or just gave up. Now there's this interim phase where they can get an office for $400 a head, and it's got beer on tap, it's got fresh coffee, it's got food, it's got an awesome place where they can meet other people just like them. So that was the goal of Koi, and we launched Koi about a year ago. Put Turquoise into Koi as like the growth tenant is what we call it. So we just kind of monitor what goes on there. We run our business out of there. We feel like if we can do it, anybody can do it.
That's what's up. All right, man. So we're gonna get into our 5 independent questions for Jonathan Munir of Turquoise Design, Koi Creative Space, and Cogent Recordings.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Okay. Wow. 5 questions. Here we go.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do these 5 questions.
What kind of questions are these?
Don't worry, man.
No,
I got
don't
you,
worry.
bro.
Okay.
I got you, bruh. Got you. All right. Number 1. What does being an independent creative mean to you?
Ooh, lots of responsibility and lots of freedom at the exact same time. Think about that one.
Good. All right. Now, number 2. If you had the opportunity to be a part of a major company, like what if Facebook came and asked you to be a part of their crew? Would you take it?
You know what? Probably. I do a year or 2.
Okay.
Feel it out. Because you know what? With something like that, all you're going to do is report back to camp when you're done.
Right.
You
and
make
you
some
get
money.
A new experience.
Yeah,
okay.
Why not?
All right. So, from a business standpoint, who are your major influences? Because, I mean, you didn't really...
Yeah.
You did it by yourself, man. You pulled yourself up by your own bootstraps and made it happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a tough one. I would say, as cliche as it sounds, my parents, my grandparents. I mean, my grandfather put himself through college playing drums in jazz bands around the Northwest, then became a missionary, got shot down in World War II over Japan, then went back to spread Christianity. And I'm not a huge religious guy, but just that talk about work ethic. I mean, you believe in something.
Exactly.
These guys almost killed him. They held him as a prisoner, and he goes back to teach Christianity to the same people. There's some ethic there, dedication.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So now, number 4, if you were offered a deal outside of what you're doing, we're talking, no production, everything you have your hand in is nothing. Like, let's say they offered you, money's no object. They offered you, and you have to be like the facilitator of like a meat company. Like, just
enough with the gay jokes, all right? Good God, man. You can't get off it.
It had to be a taste tester at a sausage factory.
Oh, my God.
I got out.
Meatpacking industry.
I got out.
Oh, I love it. Full circle. We brought it around.
We brought it
That's
around.
Great.
Go ahead, man. But
right.
yeah, man. If you were offered a major job outside of what you're doing, didn't have anything, you didn't know anything about it, but the money was no object, would you take it?
Money was no object. Would I take it? No, I don't think I would.
Okay.
I think there's a little too much mystery there.
Gotcha. All right. So my last question, my 5 indie questions. What is your end game? Like, what do you? Yeah.
That's a great question. So my end game is to focus more and more on Koi, and really try and bring as many of these spaces to as many people in as many countries as possible. And I think it's feasible. And I think it's a good thing that we're doing. And I just want to make sure that it keeps going.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Those are 5 independent questions, ladies and gentlemen, with Jonathan Munir. So, Munir, please tell everybody where they can check out Turquoise, Koi, everything else. Cogent recording.
Oh, my God. So definitely check out Koi Creative Space. So KOI, creativespace.com. That's our space. That is the website. You got all sorts of cool info there. We've got events all the time, which you guys are more than welcome to come to. We've got,
definitely.
We actually have Google coming in September. They're going to do a big event. So
That's what's
definitely
up.
invite people to that. We also have a lot of like drinking events. We get breweries to come through. No, there's a business side to it. We don't just pound beers all night. It's good stuff. But there's that, and then Turquoise Design, TURKOIS Design. That's the agency. Check out some stuff that we've worked on and what we've got cooking. That's about
what's
it.
up.
Yeah.
Gypsy, tell everybody where they can reach you, man. Tell them about yourself.
Go to facebook.com/The Hangover Takeover. Myself and my co-host Juju D'Amato, who's actually sitting right next to me. Yeah. We're going to be going live in about 15 minutes or so just check us out.
Yeah, man. And you can catch me at Mr. D Wise. That's MrDWise.com. Mr. D Wise on Twitter, Instagram, and just checking me out.
You sure?
Yeah, nah, man. Dude, yo, it's so crazy. You got so many goddamn things now.
I get
The
it.
Snapchats and the fucking. I'm trying to think of my Snapchat name right now. Just fucking Google me, bitch. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know what's
Call
going
it
on.
Yo Munir with an exclamation mark.
Yo, Munir!
Munir! Done.
Yo, dude,
That's it.
I hate the fuck.
Forever. I wasn't even there now.
All over the streets, B.
Yo, Munir!
It's like, yo, but damn, man.
There's paint everywhere.
Yo, it was dark out, man. There ain't no street lights on this block.
Where your lights at, Munir?
Like, yo, but damn.
That's beautiful. That's
I can
awesome.
see his
That's
ass
so
downstairs going, he hit the paint.
You're right.
He hit the fucking paint. Oh my God.
Yo, man, catch us next week, man. OTV Live. And as always, keep it indie, baby.